everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we're going to learn how to save WordPress post content in Airtable automatically. So I am an owner of a business and I post content related to my business on WordPress like blogs and articles related to my business. Here what I want is that as soon as I'm going to post new content on my WordPress, automatically a record of that should be created in my Airtable so that I can manage the content data at one place. Now doing this manually takes a lot of time. So what I did was I simply created an automation using Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. So here in this automation what we are going to learn is that as soon as I'm going to publish a new post on my WordPress account related to my business, automatically the record of that content, the post is going to be created in my Airtable, like the post title, the URL, the content that I've posted, the status and the date. And for that we are going to create an automation between WordPress and Airtable with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you want to learn about this amazing automation, then let me take you all to my screen. Welcome to my screen. In this video we're going to learn how to save WordPress post content in Airtable automatically. For content creators and marketers, managing and organizing blog posts efficiently is crucial for maintaining productivity and ensuring the valuable information is readably accessible. By automatically saving WordPress post content in Airtable, users can create a centralized database of their articles, making it easy to track, categorize and analyze their content over time. When a new post is published on WordPress, the integration can automatically capture the key elements such as title, content, tags and published dates, transferring this data into a structured Airtable format. This seamless integration not only enhances content management but also empowers creators to maximize their output and streamline their workflows, ultimately driving engagement and growth. And we are going to be creating this amazing automation with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the all Pabbly apps window in front of you, in which you can see the applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on Access Now. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow, I'm going to give it as How to Save WordPress Post Content in Airtable Automatically. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow, okay? After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. So these are the folders from which I'm going to select WordPress automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving a name to our workflow and selecting the folder, let's click on Create in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of How to Save WordPress Post Content in Airtable Automatically, and there are two windows in front of you. One over here says Trigger, other says Action. Trigger and action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two concepts. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as WordPress. As a content creator, I post content related to my business on my WordPress site. I post vlogs and articles using WordPress. My objective is that as soon as I'm going to publish a new post on my WordPress, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response of that. That is why for the trigger application, I've selected it as WordPress. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as new post published. As whenever a new post is going to be published on my WordPress site, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response, okay? After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we are going to connect WordPress to Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to firstly copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, I'm going to log into my WordPress account. So this is my WordPress account, and now we're going to connect this account to Pabbly Connect. In order to connect WordPress to Pabbly Connect, from the left side of the panel, scroll down. You can see over here it says plugins right over here. Okay, go to add new plugin option right over here. As you go to do that, you will be landed towards the add plugins page. Over here in the search bar of the plugin, I'm going to search for WP webhooks. As I've searched for WP webhooks, I'm going to scroll down. And you can see right over here the WP webhooks has already been installed and activated in my WordPress account. Okay, as the WP webhooks is already installed, from the left side of the panel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the settings option, and in the settings you can see it says WP webhooks. Click on it. Okay. As you're going to do that, you will be landed towards the WP webhooks page. Okay. Over here on the panel, it says send data. Select this option. Under send data, if I'm going to scroll down under WordPress, you can see right over here it says post created. Click on it. You can see under WordPress post created, it says add webhook URL. Click on it. For the webhook name over here, I'm going to give it as demo webhook. Okay, so this is the name. And for the URL, I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. And then I'm going to click on this add button right over here. As I've done that, you can see a webhook in the name of demo webhook has been added. Over here on next to webhook, you can see 3 dots is provided. Click on it and go to settings option. Now over here in this page, under trigger on selected post types, select it as post, and under trigger on initial post status change, select it as published. Okay, and then what you have to do is you have to click on the save settings button. As it says settings saved, this means that the webhook URL is now successfully added to my WordPress account. If I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down, it is saying waiting for webhook response. So now what we're going to do is we are going to publish a new post on my WordPress account, and we're going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the post being published or not. For that, I'm going to open the add new post page. So this is the add new post page. Okay, firstly it is asking for the title of the post that I'm creating. So for the title over here, I'm going to write it as, so this is the title, 10 wardrobe essential every fashion lover should own. Okay, so this is the title right over here. After that, over here it is asking for the content. So for the content over here, I'm going to write it as, so this is the content that I want to write, as you can see right over here. Okay, so the content right over here. Okay. So after entering the body and entering the title right over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to publish this post right over here. As it says post publish, as this post is now been published, I'm going to open my workflow and scroll down. And yes, you can see right over here, we have received the response of the post being published. Let us tally the response. Over here, we have received the link of the post. We are going to look into it later. For the title, we have received the title of the post that we have entered. That is 10 wardrobe essentials every fashion lover should own. Okay, the status comes over here as published. Over here, we have received the content of the post, which is right over here. This is the main content body that we have entered with all the other details. So this means that we successfully connected WordPress to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. But before that, I'm going to open the link that we have received in this response right over here. So this is the link. I'm going to copy this link from here and open it in a new tab right over here. And you can see right over here, this is the post that has been published, as you can see right over here. And we have received this as a response in our workflow that we have created. Okay. So this means that WordPress is now successfully connected to Pabbly Connect and a trigger setup is done. Now, whenever a new post is going to be published on my WordPress account, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of that in this similar manner. Now my objective is that as soon as a content has been posted on my WordPress account, I want to create a record of that in my Airtable. Okay, so that I can manage the data of the content that we are posting. So what I'm going to do is we're going to set up our action step for that. And for the action application, I'm going to select it as Airtable. As now we're going to create a record of the content that is posted on our WordPress site in our Airtable. Okay, so now what we're going to do is for that we have selected our action application as Airtable. And for the action event, I'm going to select it as create record. as we're going to create a record of the new post that is published on our WordPress site in our Airtable, okay? After selecting the action application and the event, I'm going to click on this connect button. A new window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection. After that, click on connect with Airtable. As I'm going to do that, it is asking for the permission. Firstly, I'm going to add a base. So I've created a base in the name of WordPress post content. So I'm going to select the base and then I'm going to click on this grant access button. As this is saved process and my data is perfectly saved with Pabbly Connect, so I'm going to click on this grant access button. As I've done that, you can see I've successfully authorized Airtable to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, it is asking for us to select a base. So for the base, I've created a base in the name of WordPress post content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the base over here as WordPress post content. After that, it is asking for us to select the table name. So I've created a single table in the name of table 1. You can see right over here. So what I'm going to do is for the table over here, I'm going to select it as table 1. Okay. You need to select the base name and the table name according to the place you want to create a record of your WordPress post. And so I've created the details. So I've selected the details. After that, it is asking for the post title, post ID, post content, post URL, post date, and the status. Okay. So these are the fields that I've created in my Airtable. You can see right over here, post title, post ID, content, URL, post date, and the status. I want to create a record of the WordPress post under these headers right over here. So these are the same headers. So for the data of these headers, we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how mapping works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, you can see it says WordPress new post published. And as I'm going to click on it, this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. As over here, it is asking for the post title. In my previous response, I have received the post title, as you can see right over here. So from my previous response, I'm going to select the data of this post title. As I've selected the data of the post title from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Next, it is asking for the post ID. So for the post ID, in a similar manner, I'm going to map the data of the post ID that I've received right over here. For the post content, we have received the content of the post that we have created. So this is the content. I'm going to map the data of that. For the URL, I'm going to paste the URL that we have received right over here. For the post date, I'm going to map the data for the date. I'm going to search for date. I'm going to map the data of the date. Okay. For the status over here, I'm going to map the data of the status right over here. So this is the status. I'm going to map it. Okay. After filling in the required details, it is asking for enable typecasting. I'm going to select it as false and then I'm going to click on this save and send test request button. As I've done that, you can see I've received a response right over here, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Airtable and I'm going to check whether a record of the new post being published on my WordPress has been created in my Airtable or not. For that, I'm going to open my Airtable. So this is the place in which I'm going to create a record of my WordPress post. So I'm going to refresh this page from here. As I've refreshed the page, you can see right over here the record of the new post being published on my WordPress site has been created in my Airtable. You can see right over here. So this is the post title with the post ID, as you can see right over here. It is having the details of the post content. You can see this is the main content with the URL, and over here we receive the post date and the status. So as the record has been successfully created in my Airtable, this means that we successfully created an automation between WordPress and Airtable with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up what we have done. As an owner of a business, I post content related to my business on my WordPress site to create more customers' engagement. My objective is that as soon as a new post is going to be published on my WordPress site related to my business, automatically the record of the article or the vlog should be created in my Airtable so that I can later manage the content data. And for that, I've created this amazing automation between WordPress and Airtable with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video. Not just with these applications, you can create automation with the help of Pabbly Connect between multiple applications. If you have any doubts, you can send us email on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can ask your queries on forum.pabbly.com. If you have any queries regarding the pricing of Pabbly Connect, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions and doubts, and please share this video, and thank you for watching.